So today we will talk about a very controversial topic. We're just coming off of Easter Sunday. So whenever you are listening to this, Easter Sunday was on April 5th, 2026, which is one of this is a day that will bring many people. Um, Church attendance will be up, for many different reasons. You have some that may come to visit to see the child in the family say their Easter speech. You have some that feel out of all days of the year that Easter and Christmas are the 2 days of the year that they must go to church, if not any other day. So, Easter Sunday is a very highly it's a prominent day in the Christian community. It's a prominent day in churches. So the thing that I want to talk about today, because I feel that it's very befitting, given that Easter is all about salvation and all, and it's all about the pain, the pain, and we're celebrating Jesus for being resurrected from the dead. We're celebrating him giving his life so that we will have life. We're celebrating so many things. We're celebrating his journey, to get to the cross. And we're just celebrating so many things. So part of what we're celebrating is about pain. Part of it is about, being born again. So it's a little pain, it's a little happiness, it's a little of all the things that lie in between pain and happiness. Happiness and pain. It's about all the things. But the thing that I want to talk about today is church hurt. Oh my goodness, that's the taboo subject. That's the taboo topic that we don't want to talk about. We don't want to admit. We don't want to peek behind that curtain of church hurt. Many people will be driven away from churches, from the church, from going to church due to church hurt. The most important thing to remember is that the church is not what hurt us. It's the people of the church that has done the wrong. The church did not do the wrong. The institution of church did not do the wrong. It's the people that has done wrong. The thing that we fail to realize is that, we often run to church as a refuge, as a, center of respite. We most often go to a church, or we're led to a church in times of need. So the illusion almost that we have of that church that has saved us, so to speak, we have a certain illusion about it, because we seem to forget that the people running it, the people in it, the people that are sitting next to us, they're all that. They're people. At the end of the day, they are people. They're not perfect people. They are just people. And we tend to forget that. So we have a certain illusion that this church will forever be our saving space, be our place of refuge, be our place of respite, which it can be all of those things. Is meant to be all of those things. But the people are only meant to be people. Some people may experience church hurt because most often you do have a lot of egos when you're dealing with people. Some people don't want to, for whatever reasons, you may have some situations where people don't want to recognize talents. You have some situations where people use platforms to people use platforms for their ego. People use their platforms to ridicule. They use their platforms to punish. They use their platforms to make a mockery. You have people that use their sense of power to shun. People that use their sense of power to basically make people not feel so good, which is the opposite of what they have come there for. You have some people that will abuse their power. You have some people that will abuse their position over people's lives. So you have many forms of church hurt, which I mean, there's many more that we can get into. The list goes on. But you have many forms of church hurt. And that's why it hurts so bad, because the very place that you have run to for respite gives you none. The very place that you have run to for a saving place is the one that pushes you off the cliff. The very place that you have come to for direction runs you into a brick wall. So church hurt is pretty deep. And it's the reason, especially when you're dealing with Christians, we are taught to give our all into it. We are taught to, be excellent. We are taught to, so when you have done all of that, when you have put your all, whatever your all was, into it, then it's painful when it's not yielding the results that you had hoped for. It's painful to be thrown under the bus. And once again, we're dealing with people. So churches can be some of the most places filled with gossip. It can be some of the most, because the thing is that you have to realize is that everyone is not coming to church as a place of refuge. Everyone is not coming to church as a place of respite. Some people come to church and use that church as their fraternity or sorority. Some people come to church just to network. Some people come to church just to have a community to, as a social experiment almost. So that's the thing that we have to keep in mind when we're going to church, is that everyone that come there is not of the same mind. So the way that they handle things, the way that they do things, the way that they operate may be a little different, may be a little off putting because they're not of the same mind as you. Gossip may be spread, and that's often what happens is that everybody knows everybody's business, whether they want to admit it or not, but everyone knows everyone's business because somebody can't keep, can't hold water. Somebody's gonna spread the news, and then the next person will spread, and the next person, and the next person. And this is the place that you have run to for refuge. This is the place that you have run to for respite. This is the place that you have, these people have seen you cry. These people have seen you go through some of your most vulnerable moments. And yet, and still, you end up hurt. You end up with a deep hurt. So, how do you deal with church hurt? Should you immediately run to another church? Should you immediately, should you stop going to church? Because this is why I want to talk about it today. Because you have two groups of people where some people just stop going to church altogether. Some people may take a break. So this is kind of the middle point where some people may take a break because it's kind of like a marriage or like a relationship. It's like a marriage pretty much. Where you had a certain, you came into the marriage for it to be forever, but you were disappointed and you were hurt and felt betrayed in the worst way. So some people jump right into another relationship. Some people take a little time before they get back on the dating scene. And some people never want to even see another person of the opposite sex ever again in their lives. So which one are you? Are you the type that will, after dealing with church hurt, do you hop right back into another church? Do you take a little time for yourself to kind of heal and deal with the things? Do you not want to ever go to church again? For everyone, I feel there's a, some people may are able to go back into another church immediately. I feel that the best way may be to kind of take a moment and kind of deal and heal and all of those things, as in with any relationship. I feel afterwards that you shouldn't hop right into another relationship immediately because you have to have time to clear away all of the debris and all of the residue from the last situation. So I don't feel like you should go immediately right into another one. I feel you do need to heal from it and deal with it. But should you never go back into a church again? This is the conundrum with that. If you don't go back into another church ever again, you're not fellowshipping. You're not because the thing is, church is not a building. Church is not the people. Church is your ability to hold communion with Christ. So, church lives within you. It's not a place of worship. Well, church is a place of worship, but church can also live within you. He wants us to be in community. He wants us to be in communion. And he wants us to build community. So should you never go to church again after church hurt? I think you should maybe just take a little time. And I think eventually that that you should go back, but this is the thing. This is the conundrum that I was talking about. Finding the right one. That's the thing. Because this, depending on your level of spiritual maturity, will point you in the right direction of the right church. So that's the thing, that it may be difficult to find the right church. It may be difficult to find the right place of worship and fellowship. So that's the thing. So I can see someone sitting out until they find that right place that matches with your level of maturity. So this pretty much does sound like a relationship. Like, it sounds like you're looking for your match again. Finding someone that's or a place of worship that's on your level of spiritual maturity. Finding a place that has a place for you, a place that you can grow in, because that's the thing. Some churches you may grow out of because every church has a different role, I feel. So this one church's role may be for the newcomers. So this church may be too mature, too spiritually mature, this person. So this church may be kind of like a elementary school for this, for a set group of people. And you have some churches that are like a middle school for, Christians, and some churches that are like a university level for Christians. So it's finding your right fit, finding the right spot, and you just have to pray and ask Holy Spirit to guide you to the right place to spiritually feed you in the way that you need at this time, a place where you can grow into, because that's the thing, that although you may be at a certain level of maturity right now, but the point is so that you can grow. So this place needs to have room for you to grow as well. So you have to deal with the situation, whatever that has caused the church hurt, whatever you definitely have to deal with that, which that's a whole nother situation. But you have to deal with that as well, so that you won't go into this new place of worship with old residue on you. So that you can go into the new place of worship basically born again. You had to die to your old self, because that was an old version of you that dealt with that hurt. That was an old version of you. So now With your rebirth, you're born again, and this new church will get a new version of you. The same way in a relationship, you have to deal with whatever situation because that person got an old version of you. But you have to deal with that and die to that old self so that you can be reborn, so that the next person can get a completely new version of you. So church hurt is deep. It runs deep. It hits deep on many levels. And if you hadn't listened to my message on spiritual debris, go back and listen to that so you can hear about how there will be spiritual debris on all sides of the fence. So there will be debris on the side of the fence of the person that done the wrong, on the side of the fence of the person that spreaded the gossip, on the side of the fence of the person that was the receiver of the wrong, on the side of the fence of the people that were in between. There's spiritual debris everywhere. But your job for your sake is to deal with your own debris that's on your side of the fence. Deal with the hurt. Deal with the pain. Take a little time. Pray for guidance to help you find the right match. And whatever place that you land, that place needs to be a place that you can grow. Remember, life is a journey so that you can learn a healthy balance of everything. But ultimately, life is for you to grow and expand. Ultimately, that's what we're all here to do. Growing pains may be a little painful sometimes, but you needed that growing pain in order to grow. That growing pain will stretch you. Growth stretches you. So pray on it. And the Holy Spirit eventually will guide you to the right place. But this is something that you can journal about too in your journal. Once you go onto Amazon, wink wink, once you go onto Amazon and purchase my journal, Edify My Soul, a 30-day journey of transformation by Siobhan A. Hampton. Go onto Amazon, purchase that, and in the journal entry section, because there's different sections for different things, such as affirmations, gratefulness and thankfulness, journal entry, prayer entry, and a meditation entry. So in your journal entry section, you can journal about if you have ever experienced church hurt. And as I said at the beginning, there's many things that can cause church hurt. There are many reasons that we can experience church hurt. But either way, it's still painful. It still hits on many different levels, and it hits very deep. So journal about that, just to kind of get the words out, just to get that feeling out, to move that feeling out of your body. Get it on some paper. Pray that you find the right place at the right time so that you can ultimately grow and expand spiritually. So until next time, stay vigilant and stay growing, stay expanding.